Hearty welcome to Professor Satinder Dhiman, who is Professor of Management at the Woodbury University, Burbank, California, and he is also Associate Dean and MBA Director and Chair. Hearty welcome, Professor Saab, to India, and today we extend you a very, very hearty welcome and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
It's such a pleasure that every year you make an effort to come to India, and what's your best you can contribute towards the humanity over here. You always want to be linked up with your soil, although a non-resident Indian, but you wish to be a part of this particular process and system and empowerment.
Whatever I can contribute to the
Society,
educational well-being of
the
country, it's my pleasure.
Wonderful. We also wish to share that he is presently the president of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, the exclusive chamber which is promoting the services sector and which is the link between corporate, non-resident Indians and different ministries of the government at the center as well as at the state level. Today we are going to take on the new series, the new subject, which will be taken into different episodes. And it's a very interesting subject, and particularly in today's context, when we talk about leadership, innovative leadership, dynamic leadership, new leadership, and new strategies in the leadership. And of course, when the amalgamation of the whole thing comes, we call it a holistic leadership. I wish to share with all my friends, those who are watching this particular program, or those who have come. Here's a book being authored by Professor Satinder Dhiman, which is on holistic leadership. First of all, before we get into the conversation, and particularly your dynamism, I wish to compliment you, and I wish to bring to your kind notice, which so far only me and my wife knew, but I would like to share with you.
Okay.
When I spent the whole night having gone through this particular book, still I could not finish it. A few pages are left over, which I wish to read tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Having gone through this particular book, I would like to compliment you, Professor Saab. It was more addiction than anything else for me in the planet. And I personally feel, I have read a number of books. I'm a voracious reader. I'm a good motivator. I spend a lot of time onto YouTube, TED Talks, and social media. I haven't come across such a wonderful book, at least in the last 3 decades, plus when I talk about, which should glue you. And between the lines, when I read in the middle of the night, it was more interesting than the novel or going through any other, I would call it a leadership epic.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I must compliment you on that.
I feel flattered. Thank you so much.
I must compliment you on that.
Thanks for your kind words.
Yeah. And particularly when we are talking about this holistic leadership of Professor Satinder Dhiman, there is a lot in the kitty, there is a lot in the reservoir to share with you and to get maximum inputs, inferences, and to get the reservoir from your knowledge, what we can get onto the leadership. Because we wish to see India progressing, prospering, and moving ahead, and nothing would have been better. Today we have got one of the most effective leadership in India, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Right from the time he has come as a Prime Minister of this country, he has not taken even one day leave. Can you believe it?
Wow.
He's so dedicated and so passionate.
Dedication.
So I'm sure you will talk some qualities of that kind. Today, let's start this particular deliberation and discussion with people generally talk about management, they talk about leadership, they talk about a couple of combination between leadership and management. Now, give us a beautiful, a kind of a very clear path. What is leadership and what is management? Is there any direct relationship? Are they together glued all the times, or they get chipped in as and when required? And how basically we define the leadership and management?
Sure. This is a topic which almost all people who come across these terms, management and leadership, are curious to know, are these terms mean the same or are they different? If they are different, in what way they are different? Before I address that thing, that particular distinction, I would like to just make a general comment about this book. You were very kind to provide it an accolade, which I have not heard before.
That's a very true statement, and that's right from the heart. Straight from the heart.
I'm humbled by listening to that.
Yeah.
This book, when I undertook to write it 3 years ago, the goal was
3 years.
Yes. This is 3 years in the making.
You have taken almost 3 years.
3 years in the making, day and night.
Okay.
My goal was to look at last 50 to 70 years of research and to take the best practices in leadership.
Last 50 to
70 years.
70 years
of research in leadership.
Wow.
And to not only just to take a look at those, but to distill them. Distill them into the essence, like the wine, distill them into the fine essence and put that in between two covers. That was my goal.
Wow.
And as I started reading, a sort of a picture emerged before me. As they say, I started seeing music, not hearing music. I started seeing music.
Seeing music.
And the handwriting was that what the world needs at this time is not this leadership or that leadership, but a harmonious blend of the best practices of leadership.
That's why you have given a title, Holistic Leadership.
The word holistic here means that it covers the entire gamut spectrum of leadership, from transactional leadership, transformational leadership, servant leadership, spiritual leadership, self-leadership, you name it. All of those things are the best practices, including emotional intelligence, the favorite topic of many people in leadership.
Including mine.
Exactly. And creativity, and innovation, and flow, and appreciative inquiry, and also taking examples of some exemplary leaders like Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Steve Jobs from the business world. My idea was to illustrate the concepts which holistic leadership portrays, taking the self, service, and spirit into account. Because generally we forget the spirit, because the spirit, the soul of leadership is what I think is the most important thing in this book. Where this book differs from other books is that I have taken a very deep look at the present leadership crisis. What is missing?
Leadership crisis.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is missing? If you look around, there is a deep-seated leadership crisis in the world, in terms of the corporate leadership, in terms of the public sector leadership. There are exceptions, as you mentioned, like our honorable president, Prime Minister.
Yes.
There are exceptions, and those are what I call metropolitan exceptions. But if you look around, you find good leaders are few and far between.
We have started a new series with Professor Satinder Dhiman today, and where we are talking about leadership, holistic leadership, how it's relevant to today's arena. And stay tuned in. We will come with the second episode soon. And thank you very much, Professor Saab, today enlightening us and making the foundation and giving us the clarity, absolute clarity. What is the difference between leadership and management?
This topic is very close to my heart. For 30, 40 years, I have been a student of management.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
The next episode, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to take on whether the leaders are born or leaders are made. Sure. We will talk something related to that. Sure. Stay tuned in. And meanwhile, you can subscribe our channel. You can come on to youtube.com/GS Motivator. You can also like us, follow us, or comment on us on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Stay tuned in. We meet soon. We are talking about leadership, and this is a new series which we have started from the ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, today for our wonderful, beautiful audience. Those have joined us in 2018, while wishing you all a very, very happy new year.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Pleasure.